WPRO AM 6.
This is all the voters of Rhode Island want. Whether they ever are going to get it is what we're talking about this morning on the Marianne Sorrentino Show. We're having a contest this morning. The lines are loaded. There's one open one, actually. So if you run to the phone without breaking your legs, you can get on it now. The word or phrase which best describes politics in Rhode Island is?
Pathetic.
Discouraging. Numb. Sheep being led to the slaughter.
Nothing changes.
I predict that if Mother Teresa ran for the state legislature in Rhode Island and won, that within 6 months the woman wouldn't have a principle left. And she's a saint. People in other states, I don't know, for example, but in the heartland probably of this country, if you're out there cutting wheat down or whatever it is they do in the middle of the country because they don't have an ocean to entertain them the way we do, they take things very seriously. Politics is elevated to some art form or whatever they think it is. In Rhode Island and places out east, the original 13, Gang of 13, we know that this is entertainment.
You know my opponent. He's a milquetoast. Believe me, if ever he's elected by some quirk of faith as the mayor of this town, there'll be 2 women sitting, one on each side of him, telling him what to do, and you know who they are.
Welcome to Johnston, Rhode Island, where politics is an all-consuming passion, an addiction for which there is no known cure.
We love you, Mayor. Who are you going to vote for on the 13th? Say it again. How many times are you going to vote? 4.
That's Johnston, Rhode Island politics. Voting is a civic duty, but it's also a sport. Your cat can vote, your dog can vote, vacant lots can vote, dead people can vote.
Sometimes American politics is in its most natural state in small towns like Johnston. Here, politics is direct, freewheeling, and often takes on the character of a family feud.
When I first moved here, I'd read the paper and I would just throw the paper up in the air and say, what is wrong with these people? Why do they keep voting these people back in? I mean, they steal, you know, they beat up their ex-wives' boyfriends and try and put a cigar out on their hand, and yet that doesn't disqualify you from coming back and being the mayor of the biggest city or running a town the size of Johnston. It doesn't matter if you're lovable.
We have a councilman that's being indicted. The mayor's being investigated. The whole town's being investigated by the FBI. I guess there's something wrong with this town.
Well, it's so tight because everybody knows somebody. It's pretty much family related somewhere along the line because of the situation of the town being so small. And just about everybody has been brought up, went to school with each other, and now they're competing against each other.
There are lots of small communities where political intrigue keeps the local tongues wagging. But how many towns have nearly 200 candidates running in every election?
I went to a festival that we have every year at Our Lady of Grace Church. I couldn't walk 50 feet without someone stopping me. Who are you going to vote for? Who do you think's in the lead? And, you know, you're trying to get a sausage sandwich down, and forget it, the sausage is getting cold.
The town's obsession with politics is personified by the man who runs it, 6-term Mayor Ralph Arusso.
Why don't you tie your shoes? Kids don't tie their shoes today. We have to tie ours. For sure.
Ralph Arusso's name tells you everything. He put a little small A in front of his name so that he could have first place placement on the ballot in the days when people used to be listed in alphabetical order. That's how he got the attention of voters. That tells us everything about that desire to win at any cost.
See, I'm not defending myself because I don't have to. Innocent people don't defend themselves. They take the offensive. And you go right after the juggler, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going after the juggler.
This year, in fine Rhode Island political tradition, the mayor's campaign coincides with rumors of his imminent indictment.
He said in some interviews, I would do anything to win, even lie. At one time, he took a poor picture of his opponent and painted underneath it, is this man in the mafia?
That is a chairman of a town council? Do you know that as of this day, he still hasn't paid last year's taxes? He hasn't paid them, ladies and gentlemen.
There's one thing the opposition don't realize. They're taking on a big fish in a small pond. This man is the man to be beaten, as he said earlier this evening, and he won't be beaten. You can mark my words, you can take that into a bank. Trust me with this one.
I think people accept what works. If they have a job and they have their little dream house and their mother-in-law gets to have the mayor send her a happy birthday card every year and the garbage is collected and the school works and the cops are there when they need them and life is wonderful. And now they find out that the person who made all of that possible, the governor, the mayor, their state senator, whoever, is got his hand in the cookie jar. They say, well, you know what? Shh. Don't say anything, because if we maybe overturn this apple cart, our situation will change. So let's leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
For some reason or other, there is a flame that burns in Johnston that draws people to politics. It's just everywhere you go. There's signs everywhere. People are involved everywhere. There's almost total participation.
Well, I think politics are going good. All these people in Johnston are honest. They do the right thing. And may the best man win. Or the best lady win.
I'd say that American politics is a reflection of what's going on in the rest of society and the rest of American life. It's no better or worse. The politicians are just like the people who sent them there. They're no smarter, no dumber, no more honest, no more crooked than the people who sent them there.
Democracy is vulgar. It comes from the people. It puts off a lot of intellectuals and purists and critics who say, well, you know, this is a little common, isn't it? Well, yes, it is a little common. It's supposed to be common.